Champions of Otherworldly Magic, aka ChampionsTCG, is a semi-casual digital trading card game where the cards are NFTs on L1 networks like Bitcoin, BSV, and Dogecoin. You can buy and sell cards for real money on secondary marketplaces, with most people using something called hand cash. In terms of gameplay, the basic game mechanics are similar to Hearthstone. You have a 35 card deck with a maximum of 2 copies of any card. Your energy goes up by 1 per turn, and players go back and forth playing creatures and battling it out on the board. Creatures have attack and health as well as an elemental type, and when they fight, each creature deals its attack damage to the other creature's health and vice versa. Like in Hearthstone, damage is sticky, so if a creature is damaged, it saves damage, it does not heal at the end of the turn. Also, kind of like in Pokemon TCG, creatures in this game have evolutionary lines. You can evolve by playing an evolution on its base version, and that's only going to cost 1 energy no matter how much the evolution actually costs, and it even gives you an extra draw. Evolving in this game is very powerful. Now, the first player whose HP reaches 0 is going to be the loser, and the other player will therefore be the winner. In the current version of the game, the only card type is creatures, and all the extra effects exist in the form of keywords, which, I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical if that was going to work, but it actually works very well. We will review those keywords in a little bit, but first, let's talk about the game's reward systems and play-to-earn stuff. So, the main play-to-earn in this game is the daily rewards for playing ranked mode. Every player that wins at least 2 games in ranked mode in a day will earn rewards, and there are increased rewards for every 2 wins, with a maximum reward being 10 wins. And yes, rewards, I am talking about crypto tokens, like money, actual money. So 2 wins is the smallest reward, 4 wins is a little more, 6 wins a little more, 8 wins a little more, and then 10 wins is the maximum. The reward pool is a total of $100 split among all the players who got at least 2 wins up to 10. And so far, usually there's a formula to determine how much you get based on your wins and based on how many other people played that day. It's usually worth about $1.50. About $1.50 to get 10 wins. That's usually about what reward you can expect. And those rewards are paid out in the BSV token. There are additional bonuses in the form of in-game gems for the top 3 players with the most wins each day. If you really want to grow your collection as fast as possible, go for the number 1 spot in a day and get some gems. Some players are pretty competitive for those gems. Shoutouts to Daddy Louie. Shoutouts to One Punch. There's a lot of other people as well, of course. So it's not easy, but if you can do it, you can get those gems, and gems can be used to buy packs and enter drafts, both of which will increase your collection. A second thing to be aware of is loot boxes, or coom boxes as they're called. Champions of Otherworldly Magic, COOM, hence the coom pun. It's kind of cringe, but it's a meme. It is what it is. So the coom boxes, you get these by completing seasonal quests, and you find those by clicking on the season quests button on the rank up page. I can show you right now. If you go here, it's actually not on this page. My bad. Go to the profile page. Go to the profile page. It's not here either. I'm panicking. Where's the season quest? There it is. It is on the rank up page. That's okay. I'll leave that in. So go to the play page where you can queue in. Go right here. I couldn't even find it for a second. Click on that. And as you can see, I've done most of my season quests. But basically, the more of these you complete, the more loot boxes you will unlock. So that's where you can see your progress. And you just want to complete as many of these as you can to get those loot boxes. Now, to be clear, loot boxes can't be opened yet, but it is coming soon. And let me tell you, the team has been shipping features very fast. In this game, so far, soon means soon. It means weeks, maybe a month or 2. It does not mean years. So soon means soon, in my experience. It is coming soon, with that said, to open loot boxes. What will loot boxes contain? They will contain NFT cards, avatars, cosmetics, and maybe some gems and shards for buying packs, enhancing packs. Pretty much all of the good stuff is going to be in those packs. Next up, we're going to go over the keywords. So Champions has a lot of keywords, but not that many. So real quick, going over the keywords. This breaks down what a card looks like, actually. So the border determines the rarity. The element is right here. This is a water card. Attack power on the bottom left, HP on the bottom right. The ability is the keyword. That's always right there in the bottom box, and the mana cost on the top right. Let's review some keywords. Bless, increase the attack of any card on the field by 3. You'll play this occasionally. It's not super strong, but it has its moments. Earthquake, damage all cards except this card for 2 or 3 damage. Earthquake is one of the strongest AoE removal effects in the game. You'll want a lot of Earthquake. Life Bloom, increase the HP of any card or player by 4. It's good occasionally. There's a creature named Spriggon. That's the main one that gets played for that. Vortex, directly damage the enemy in the face for 3 to 5 damage. Used to be super common. Not as much anymore. Maybe a little underrated right now. Inferno, damage 2 random enemy cards and this card for 1 to 7 damage. Infuriating RNG, because the range of RNG is pretty wide, but it is very strong. A good removal keyword. Blizzard, freeze any card for 1 turn. Frozen can attack or evolve and does no retaliation damage. Blizzard, very strong. Also disrupts evolutions. You can't evolve a frozen card. Blizzard, probably a bit underrated. We don't have to go through everything here, but looking at a few more. Whirlwind bounces any card on the field back to the owner's hand. You use that to deny the opponent their slow cards, as well as to recycle your cheap cards with good effects. Pull it back to your hand, play it again. Pretty strong. Greed is one of the main drawing mechanics. Greed is pretty good. Draw a card. If you have no cards in the field, draw 2. Combustion is very strong with a drawback, but it's still worth it. Deal 6 damage to any card or player. Has a 20% chance to backfire, hit you directly. Windseeker, target any card on the field and move that card's next evolution from your deck to your hand, otherwise draw a card. Windseeker is insane for enabling evolutions, which are very, very powerful. Supercharge you'll see pretty often. If you have 10 or more cards in hand before casting this card, it enters the field with double stats and rush, aka blitz. They can hit face right away. Raise Dead, lose 6 life, resurrect the top card on your graveyard. Lots of keywords. Zap is very strong. When this card enters the battlefield or attacks, another random enemy is damaged for 2. They actually buffed this so it damages 2 random enemies for 2. As you can see, there's a lot of keywords. Quantum Shift, get ready for this one. Swap this card with an enemy card on the field. There's a 1 energy card called Fuku that's incredibly broken that has that keyword. Tons of keywords, so when in doubt, it's actually on the ChampionsTCG homepage, literally ChampionsTCG.com. Always double check your keywords. If you play this game for a few days, pretty soon you'll have them all memorized. I promise it's pretty easy to remember all the keywords. With that said, what decks should you run? I have a few recommended budget decks. I'm going to include them all in the description. If you're watching this video, go to the description. I will have my budget Forest Fire aggro list, which is my recommended list for new players, as well as a budget list called Death Metal, which is more focused on huge stats creature and reanimating stuff from the graveyard. And then something else called Budget Supercharge, which is a combo rush deck where you attack from your hand and play big stuff and hit them directly in the face. And that one, by the way, I got from the Discord. Shoutouts to Reshi / also known as CattleGaspy01. They posted in the strategy channel, and I took the list from there. Very solid archetype. But yeah, you'll figure out the deck lists. I will also make other videos to feature specific decks. But long story short, go to the description, and I recommend the Forest Fire aggro list. I will play a sample game with that deck at the end of the video, so if you want to see an example of how the deck is played, just stay tuned. But first, we have a very important topic to discuss, very important, and that is game formats. Okay, like with most trading card games, ChampionsTCG has a variety of formats to fit different people's tastes. The main mode is Constructed Mode, where you build a 35-card deck from your collection and queue up against other players in the ranked queue, fighting to climb the ranked leaderboard. Now, in your Constructed Mode, you have 2 different formats. One is Standard, which is only Gen 2 and Gen 3. Just for context, there are 3 sets of cards. Generation 1, Generation 2, Generation 3. Gen 1 is the OG set, which is more expensive and, to be honest, in my opinion, not very well designed and not super fun. And then you have Gen 2 and then you have Gen 3, which are usually more affordable and, in my opinion, also just much more fun. You will never see me play Legacy. Legacy is the format where you can play every card in the game because I just don't like Gen 1 and it's more expensive. So it's less fun and more expensive, so I just don't play it. That's just my personal opinion. With that said, almost every new player is going to want to focus on Standard mode. That is only Gen 2, Gen 3. It is the main format. It's like the main competitive format. It's like the main leaderboard, and it's also what most tournaments use. It's also just more fun and more affordable. So strongly recommend Standard. No offense, though, for people who do have Gen 1 cards who want to play Legacy. No offense, just this is my opinion. I think Standard is much, much more fun. So that's your constructed format. It's pretty simple. In terms of limited formats, the main limited format is called Draft Mode. If you've ever drafted in Magic the Gathering or any card game, it works exactly like that in Champions. You open a pack, pick one card from the pack, and then pass the pack to the person next to you. And then the person next to you on the other side passes you their pack, and everyone keeps doing that. Pick a card, pass the pack. Pick a card, pass the pack. This continues until all the cards are gone from the packs, and then everyone opens a second pack, picks a card, and passes it. So basically, everyone starts. It's digital, so it's like it's all automated. But if it was in real life, it would basically be everyone has 4 booster packs in front of them, opens one, pick and pass until the packs are empty, open your second pack, pick it and pack it and pass it until they're all empty. You get it. So you're drafting one card at a time, and there's 4 rounds of passing packs around. At the end of all that, if you're confused, go look up how does Magic the Gathering draft work, or look up drafting in any game, and you can find more videos explaining it. I'm trying to explain it just enough without like taking forever because most of you guys know what it is. With that said, you end up with 40 cards, and then everyone makes the best 30-card deck they can out of their 40 drafted cards. And finally, there is a single elimination tournament to see whose drafted deck and piloting is the strongest. Now, the cool thing about drafts, after it's over, you keep all the cards you drafted. They are all in your collection. You own them as real NFT cards. You can trade them, sell them, hold them, burn them, play with them. And in my knowledge, Champions is the first digital TCG to have a draft mode where you keep the cards you draft and where you can sell them on a secondary marketplace and it's an NFT and all that. I guess outside of NFTs, Magic the Gathering Online has done this for a long time. Unfortunately, though, the powers that be at Magic have been pushing towards Magic Arena, which does not have a secondary marketplace. You can't sell any of your cards. So Champions is really doing something very exciting there. It's the only one I know of right now that is a card game that has meaningful ownership and has the draft mode where you keep your cards. So it's a lot of fun. Another limited format in the game is Arena mode. Now, this is exactly like Hearthstone Arena. You pick one card at a time from a selection of 5, and you get a different 5 cards after each pick until you have 35 cards, and that's your deck. Now, this is different from draft. You do not keep these cards. They are virtual. They are not NFTs. You only have them while you're playing Arena. Then you queue up against other Arena players and their Arena decks until you either get to 9 wins or 3 losses, whichever comes first. Then you get rewards based on how many wins you got. Arena is fun, and it's much, much cheaper than draft, so while you don't get to keep all the cards, you do get a lot more gameplay per dollar. And you do get, real cards or gems or stuff in your rewards, so you'll get those. You just won't get to keep the cards from your Arena deck. Next up, we have tournaments. Every weekday, there are 2 tournaments. There's a constructed single elimination tournament, and there's a draft event. The constructed dailies each have a $75 cash prize pool in crypto, and then the draft events have a prize pool of 1,000 gems, which again are used to enter drafts and or buy packs. You can find information on each day's tournaments that day in the official Champions TCG Discord. I'll add that link to the description. The constructed events have a variety of fun formats, including singleton, pauper, limited elements, like only using up to 3 elements in the deck: fire, nature, ice, death, cosmic, etc. Like Lots of different restrictions, so these can be a lot of fun, and in some cases, they're very, very budget friendly. Definitely good to check out for people who feel a little bit competitive. If you can win or even just place in these tournaments, that can speed up your progression with building your collection or just winning prize money and cashing it out, or whatever you want to do. Lastly, there are weekend tournaments. Every weekend is a 2-day event with a $500 prize pool. Day 1 on Saturday is a constructed event with a Swiss format, which means you get to play 5 rounds and you're not eliminated after a loss. Following Swiss, the top 8 players move to Day 2. Day 2 is usually a draft format where the top 8 players draft and compete for their final positions in the draft format. That top 8 is all draft. First place wins, I think, $250. Second place gets $125, and then payouts extend all the way down to the top 16. So tournaments are a great way to win some prizes or increase your collection, especially if you're willing to do the work. Now, next up, a quick note on shards and pack crafting. You can burn cards to create something called shards, and then you can use those to enhance your booster packs, which increases your chance of pulling rare and valuable cards from the packs. I've never done this before, so let's do it right now, and let's just do it live. And I'm going to my inventory, and I'll show you exactly how this works. Camera over to the side. We're loading, and so let's find a card I have way too much of. Like Tedderock is one option. How about this mythic one, though? So I'm going to take Sacrigoat Classic. I have 6 copies. What's it worth? Let's actually have a little fun here. So Sacrigoat, I believe, is a Gen 2 card. I'm pulling up the other marketplace, or the, the see what it's worth just for funsies. Sacrigoat is going for $2 a pop. Wow. All right, let's burn like 2 of these just to test it out. I'm going to burn 2 Sacrigoats. So I got 3 light shards and 1 rare shard. And basically, the more stuff we burn, the more shards we get. So Tedderock is a very cheap card. If I wanted to burn, let's say, 16 of them, you can just do that. And whatever you burn gives you these shards. You can then use your shards to enhance your packs. I think what we really want is mythic shards to make an epic mythic pack. Rockclaw is worth $1.80. I think all of these have gone up a bit. From, here, I'm going to burn 2 of these. I'll just burn all 3 of my extras. Screw it. Can I get a mythic shard? I got 2 mythic shards and 4 normal shards. Now, I think everyone's going for death shards. I could go for nature, though. Kind of want to do the death shards if I can. I was also looking at cosmic. Okay, so burn 12 Dreadfurs. 14 death shards. Okay, let's do this. I got all my shards. It took longer than I thought. I just burned so many mythic cards to get 11 shards. I needed at least 10. I think I just burnt like 30, 40 bucks of cards like that. Like, I was just like determined to get a mythic shard. I think I just burned at least 30 bucks of cards. That was actually pretty wild. No regrets, but I was surprised how long that took. So we're going to do a mythic death pack. I don't have Vilemoth yet, and I'm trying to get Vilemoth. The other option is to do cosmic or to do nature, because I want to get Astralings, I want to get Spriggons, but I think we'll go for the Vilemoth first. It's such an epic thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shop. Now, of course, when you buy gems, always use code QFlux, QFLUX, QFlux. You get 10% off of your gems, and I get a commission, so it helps me keep the lights on. We're going to go ahead and buy 1 pack. 1 pack. And it's purchased. I'm going to go back to inventory. I'm going to refresh just to be safe. I burned a bunch of cards, got a bunch of shards. So here we go. I'm going to click on the mythic. It's loading for a second. So I got a couple different kinds of packs. I haven't opened any of my Japanese packs. Let's just do an English pack. We'll keep the collector's stuff put aside for now. So if I hit craft, I have the mythic shard selected. I'm going to turn this Gen 3 pack into a Gen 3 mythic pack. So now I have a Gen 3 mythic pack. And if I want to give it a type, I can use these Death Shards. So Gen 3 Mythic card pack, click Craft with the Death Shards, and it's going to make it a Generation 3 Death Mythic pack. So it's going to be a much higher chance of Mythics, and they're all going to be Death cards. I believe that's how that works. You need at least one Fuse Shard. I guess I have to burn one of my Cregs. Or a Fuku, but those are so much rarer. That's a $12 card, dude. $12 card. Burn a Creg promo and just find out. Burn a 12. All right, I'm burning a $12 card to try to get a Fuse. Burn one. Please work. Okay, it did work. I got a Fuse Shard and a Mythic Shard as well as some Water Shards. Okay, I got one. Thanks. All right, so I got a Fuse Shard. Okay, go back to crafting. Pick my Death Shards. Yeah, it is a Death card. Okay, so I'm going to take my Death Shards. I'm going to craft it into my Mythic pack. So I'm going to use 10 Death Shards and 1 Fuse Shard to produce a Generation 3 Death plus Mythic pack. It's successful. So now if I refresh and I go to packs. So I just spent about $50 burning a ton of cards. I burned about $50 worth of cards just to get this one Mythic Death pack, which is pretty insane. This is probably the most expensive booster pack I've ever opened in my life. This is the most expensive booster pack I have ever opened in my entire life. Are we ready? Go back to the left side. All right. The most expensive booster pack I've ever opened. It took me about $50 worth of crafting just to make this pack. I am hoping for a Vilemoth. It is one of the most powerful and rarest cards in the meta right now. Also, Demothra could be really good. I've never opened a Mythic pack before. Just give me at least one Vilemoth. Just give me at least one Vilemoth. Or give me two. Please. Please. Do it for me. One Vilemoth or more. Here we go. It's opening. Oh, come on. Come on. Something good. I got a Vilemoth. Okay. I only got one, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, that's so crazy, the amount of mythics. I mean, it's all mythics because it's a mythic pack. Oh, man. That's okay. That's okay. One Vilemoth, no Demothras. I mean, this card is listed at a floor of $60, so theoretically I make my money back if I sell it at that price. I make my money back, but I don't get too much extra. That was like a middle roll, I think. It's okay. That's okay. Really cool system, though. It's very exciting to put so much into one pack, and then you have this one high-stakes opening. Well, let's round it up with some gameplay. So to finish out the video, we're going to jump in and play a game with the Forest Fire Aggro. I'm playing a little bit more of a big budget version, but that's okay. I just don't really want to go back into the deck builder. I could like go switch it out for the budget version, but this is going to be almost exactly the same as the budget list. So let's walk through the match and I'll explain every turn. So Pukey is Greed for 2 energy. If I play it on an open board, I'm going to draw 2. So I do have some 1-drops, but they're not very good on turn 1. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to play Pukey on turn 2. I'm going to get the double draw. They play Timberfawn. That's another pretty good early game one. We'll take our big draw here. I could even pip out my egg, which forces them to kill the egg. Yeah, let's go a bit more aggressive. I think we'll do this. We'll pip out the egg, getting really aggressive. Now they're going to kill the egg, and it's going to hatch a random creature. So if I get a really strong creature, I could get lucky. We'll see. They use Strawbash, so they're drawing. They might evolve Timberfawn. Oh, they didn't kill the egg. They went face. Okay, I think that's probably a mistake for them. I'm going to evolve my egg. Is there anything else I want to do first? I could kill the Timberfawn. It's going to reveal 2 little guys, and then my Zap is more likely to kill those guys. I think we're going to do something called a Tempo Fuku. Is that what I want to do? Tempo Fuku or Vroom. Yeah, okay. Here's the play. I'm going to Tempo steal their Strawbash. I'm doing this a little early. I could save it for later, but that's okay. I'm going to trade into the Fuku, trade away my Pukey, kill their Timberfawn. This reveals the afterlife. You'll learn what's, I know what's coming, so I'm like a little bit ahead, but you'll learn. And then I play my Zap guy. At least it killed one of them. We were kind of hoping it would kill both of them. But I think that's all I got there. Pass the turn. And normally there would be a song playing. I think I have the song muted. That's okay. Don't worry too much about that. They Strawbash again. So they're drawing a bunch of extra stuff in their hand. What I'm trying to do is just get ahead on the board. And I'm using the evolutions. You can see if it's glowing green in your hand. So this is a green color. That means I can evolve. In this case, Sparkmane evolves into Shockclaw. So keep an eye on that green. What I want to do here, I think we will attack the Ice Cube. And remember, when you evolve, you're going to heal all that damage. So you usually want to attack first, then evolve. Just don't kill your thing when you're attacking. But then I can do this, evolution. The Zap takes them down to 2, and then I can use this card, Creg, and kill their Strawbash, and we are just way ahead on the board. I have 3 creatures, they have none. Similar amount of cards in hand, so this is what you call snowballing on the board. My board is strong, and it's only getting stronger, like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger, like a cartoon. They send Shockclaw back to my hand using Whirlwind. They bounce it. That's a strong answer to evolutions, is bouncing them back. We are not happy about that, but we're going to have to live with it. I could use Earthquake to potentially clear their board. Let's do this. I'm going to use Windseeker. And of course, I'm not explaining everything as fully as I could. I'm giving like a kind of condensed explanation for the sake of the pace of the video. That's fine, though. You guys will figure it out. Basically, I'm keeping the board as clear as I can, trying to always end the turn with a clear advantage. You can definitely see how I'm like building my advantage each turn, making trades, just trying to always get better value for my creatures. They're filling up their hand over and over, so they might be using a Supercharge deck, which would be playing really strong stuff, but it requires them to have a lot of cards in their hand. They use Jelly, which does a bunch of damage to my big guy. But notice how I'm evolving over and over. I'm going to kill their Timberfawn, I think. Just going to reveal their little guys. I'm going to evolve my Strawbash, getting that full heal again. And you can see how I'm just getting so much evolution value. I might just Earthquake. I don't want to Earthquake this board if I can avoid it. How do I avoid it, though? I guess Pyrowood could work. I'm going to use Inferno, which is an RNG clear. That was pretty good. I think I'm going to play... Alright, I'm going to take it a little slow. I'm going to I don't know. I can kill Cream Puff, or I can hit him in the face for 6. I think I'd rather hit him in the face. With that said, we could get punished. They could evolve Cream Puff. By not killing it, I'm giving them a chance to get an evolution. Clearly, our board is stronger, but I have a bunch of low-health creatures. They're about to clear the board. Here comes an Earthquake. Never mind, they're drawing. That's lucky. I thought they were going to do Earthquake. If they Earthquake, they would have killed 4 of my 5... Oh, they would have killed 5 of my 6 creatures. There it is. We knew that was coming. And then they bounce it back in their hands, so they have more Earthquake in the future. They're using Whirlwind. They used one of these to slow me down. Now they're using a second one to put that Earthquake back in their hands. So you can really see what's going on with their strategy. This is an okay time to use Earthquake since I have multiple Earthquakes. Actually, no. This is probably a better time. Thinking. Yeah, I think we're going to do... Inferno. And I could Zap. I'll Egg... We'll play Timberfawn. That's a pretty good card on this kind of board. We're staying ahead, although they have stopped me from continuing to snowball, right? Like, they interrupted my momentum. So we're not as strong as we could have been if they didn't have that Earthquake. But we're still staying ahead. And this is how we want to do it, is ask questions. Ask them questions, make them have answers. This is the combo card, the big Supercharge. If you have 10 or more cards in hand, it enters the field with double stats. But they just made a big mistake. They should not have done that. Now the Quantum Shift is on my side of the board. Swap this card with an enemy card. They swapped my Timberfawn, but now I'm going to steal their 16-18 Thunderilla. I am absolutely going to steal it. I'll start by evolving my egg, and this should kill at least one of their ice cubes. That's fine. Kill the other one. Hit him in the face with Fuku just so I don't miss any damage. Then pull it back into my hand. Steal their 16-18 Behemoth motherfucker. Hit him in the face for 16. Hit him in the face for 5 would be an option. But instead, let's kill their Fuku, I think. Let's kill their Fuku, I think. Let's kill it, yeah. No, let's go face. This is getting a little advanced, but what we're going to do is we're going to bounce the Thunderilla back into my hand so they can't steal it back. Now they have 10 health. I have lethal in my hand. As long as I don't die this turn, I win. If I left this on the board, they might have stolen it back and gotten a huge lethal combo. So I'm defending against them doing lethal. I've identified they're doing this big deck that plays these big creatures. They resign because they know I'm going to beat them next turn. And that is a win, plus 8 points. We can see I haven't been too focused on the leaderboard, but here I am, 25th place. I'm in the Knight category, 75% win rate across 94 games. Pretty damn good, if I may say so myself. Shoutouts to One Punch, the top of the leaderboard. This dude is a savage. One Punch is killing it. Lots of great players and lots of people playing. This game has grown so much. It is crazy. Like, having over 100 people with a lot of games is really cool to see. I mean, the leaderboard is all full up, and a lot of these are active players. Very cool to see. But anyway, that sums up the beginner's guide. Thanks so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments any questions you have, any thoughts, any concerns. And if you need personal help getting set up in the game, please go to the description, find the link to my stream, and join us in the stream. You can ask me questions live or go to the Discord, also in the description, and you're welcome to ask me any questions there. Also, go to the Champions Discord. You guys know how the internet works. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye-bye.